Hello there. Welcome once again to Living on Purpose. My name is Fola Adelese. Today, I want to talk to you about having a collaborative mindset. One of the questions I get the most when I speak or train is I have this idea and I want people to help me. How do I make sure that my idea is not stolen? Sometimes I get tired of hearing that question because I see people who seem to have a good reason to not want to share their ideas with other people or collaborate with them. At the end of the day, when I hear some of those questions and the context or the undertone of the questions, I see people who are not ready to work with other people or to collaborate with them. You have nothing and you say you don't want people to take something from you. You need to be serious. You have to be willing to take a risk. If you choose to hold on to that idea, you're assuming out of ignorance and arrogance that you are the only one who has the exclusivity to that idea. You will be shocked that a few days or maybe a few weeks down the line, you will see another person executing that idea. So that idea that you think you have and you don't want somebody else to steal from you is an open idea. Somebody else got the same idea. It will now matter who is acting on the idea first. So here's what I really want you to do if you have the collaborative mindset or to build your collaborative mindset. You need to understand that there are things you don't have, and until others bring their gifts, their resources, their assets to the table, you would never be able to achieve what you want to achieve in life. 20 years ago, this was 2005, I wanted to do a project and there was another person who could help me on that project. If I had my way, I would not work with that person. But I found out that I needed to meet someone else, and the only person who would help me meet that person is this young person that I never wanted to work with. I had to let go of my personal ambition, my personal pride and everything, and I met with this person who can introduce me to the other person that I really wanted to meet, and eventually we all worked on the project. Thankfully, the project became a success. There were some challenges. I had to manage it because I know what I wanted to achieve. So sometimes you have to let go of personal ambition just to collaborate with other people and get a project done. Sometimes the reason some people don't want to collaborate with other people is because they actually want to take the credit for the whole idea. And when they want to take the credit for the whole idea, they are more focused on who gets their name printed on whatever it is they want to do than getting the result done. Is it not better to have the project executed and say it was done by James and John, or it was done by Monica and Ella? If all you are after is just to be able to say, oh, it was Ella that did it alone, or it was James that did it alone, then you will struggle more. You will spend more time trying to get that thing done. But if you focus on collaborating with other people, there are so many things you'll be able to achieve faster. How does a collaborative mindset help you? The first thing that a collaborative mindset does for you is that it takes certain burdens away from you. The second thing is that other people that you collaborate with are able to bring their resources on board. The third thing is that sometimes the people you're collaborating with may not have resources, but they have influence, and they can use their influence to get your platforms or resources that can be brought on board to make what you're doing better. So you just have to be open-minded to make sure that you are willing to collaborate with other people. And sometimes you need to also remember that life is about give and take. If life is a give and take situation, then you have to be willing to part with something to get what you want. Most times, to be able to kill a chicken at a full ripe size, you have to feed that chicken up until the point where you're able to kill it. If you want to kill a good cow, you have to first of all feed that cow and make sure that it is feeding fat, it looks good, either to be able to kill it at the end of the day or to be able to sell it at a reasonable price. It's exactly what we have to do to get some animals going, but we don't seem to apply that to our lives. Whatever you need to do, whatever you need to execute, sometimes you have to give something to get something. The people in the political space understand this strategy much more than most other people in life, and they use it the most. Sometimes they will call it lobbying, sometimes they will call it strategy. Whatever name they call it, they just understand that sometimes you have to give to get something, and they will work with some of their enemies in some cases just to be able to achieve a major goal. So life is about give and take, which is why you need to collaborate with other people. There are some people that you collaborate with, they will just make every other thing easier for you. Everything you need is already in their hands. You don't need to be looking for money. You don't need to be looking for platform. You don't need to be looking for people. You don't need to be looking for influence. They have everything. So open your mind, collaborate with other people. Now, when you have a collaborative mindset, I understand that sometimes people can be dubious and disloyal, and there are some people who don't care who you are or where you're coming from. They will still do to you the things that you don't like. There are measures you can put in place so that people don't dupe you. The first and the most important thing before you go on with a collaborative mindset is have everything documented. Make sure everything is written in black and white. If what you have is not properly documented, then you will get into trouble. No matter how close the person you're collaborating with is to you, make sure you put your agreements in black and white. Even if you don't execute the agreement to the letter, at least you have something to say. This was what we agreed upon, and this is how we intend to do this. This is how much I'm bringing on board, and this is how much you are bringing on board. This is what I get paid for my idea, and this is what your own influence, your platform, or your opportunities are worth. Document everything, no matter how simplified that documentation is. That way you can protect yourself to an extent. It's not foolproof, but it's a good start to make sure that you have something documented. Please make sure that you have a collaborative mindset. There are too many things that you cannot do alone, and sometimes you would have heard that if you have a vision that you can execute alone, then that's not a big vision. You need to be able to dream to the point where as soon as the vision is dropping in your heart, the first thing you're asking yourself is, who can I talk to? Who are the people that can help me make it happen? Then you start talking to them, and you don't just talk to them and say, come and make it happen for me. And trust me, I've been invited to several projects where the people will tell me, oh, don't worry, at the end of the project we'll find something for you, or we're all going to benefit from it together. No, don't be that person. Sometimes people will not believe that anymore because they worked on too many projects. So at least be clear, be specific about what you are offering them. So make sure you have a collaborative mindset. With a collaborative mindset, it's easier to get things done. And I hope that you engage this collaborative mindset to become a better person and to execute either at work as a team player or in business to execute your project as an entrepreneur. So make sure that you have a collaborative mindset. Please head on now to youtube.com/Fola Daniel Speaks. Thank you.